It's always interesting to hear when parents say, oh, my child struggles to come up with ideas, or my child is not creative, at all, and so on. That really isn't the case. What it is that your child needs to work on and develop and practice spending time in a more formalized way in their writing, basically. Hi guys, it's Joycelyn here. I know those of you who watch the Geek School YouTube channel regularly will probably realise that I'm using so many different filters. I just feel like doing it, guys. Honestly, I literally just feel like doing it. And I quite like the tone of this one. It really works with the season at the moment. Anyway, so let's get this Beats earphones off since I'm not actually using them. Oh, goodness. All right, so here we are. And today I want to talk about the importance of keeping a diary when it comes to helping children with their creative writing. So if you're a parent of a certain age, you'll probably remember a time when you used to keep a diary or a notebook, and you'd create stories, poems, just write anything you wanted in it, and so on. These days, children literally hardly ever do anything like that. And yes, I know that you'll all know the main culprit, and I can just see, many parents watching this video about to say, it's the technology, it's the phone, it's the gadget. And that's true, but not for the reasons that you are probably thinking. What the research is showing is that children are writing. However, the way they choose to write is different to, previous generations. Or even if you look at your children, if you've got older children, and there's a significant age gap between them, you'll notice that what your younger children are doing now with their time is significantly different to what the older ones are doing. And of course, we can think about things like their personality, their hobbies, and so on. But what it really comes down to is not that children are not writing, but they're writing in a different way. So the research shows that children are preferring, to spend their time, maybe writing messages to their friends on gaming websites and gaming apps, and that's their replacement for the diary in a sense. Maybe they are texting more and so on. We would think that the fact that they're even writing means that they're using, the skills. They're practicing their use of vocabulary and all of those things that we use when we're writing. However, what's really happening is that it's affecting spelling. Spelling is a big culprit, and you often don't see this until you're working with, older students in secondary. So at Geek School, we work with children from reception age all the way up to GCSE age. So, our older students will be in year 11. They'll leave us once they finish their GCSEs. And you can literally see the impact of technology on the writing of the year 10s, the year 11s, and so on. Because they're so used to text speech and maybe shortening words so that they can send messages quicker or look cooler. I don't know about these things. It tends to filter into their formal writing. And because the vocabulary usage is condensed when it comes to writing in technology, what that means is that when it comes to expressive writing, students are finding it difficult to do so. They've got limited ideas, they have limited vocabulary because they are regularly and routinely shortening the way they write and spending more time writing on, the platforms that I've just mentioned. So if you have a child whose writing isn't up to speed, I know that one of the first things that parents tend to do is panic, get very irritated, in part because you've asked your child severally not to go on their gadgets for 6 hours a day or whatever. And, ultimately, we're looking for a solution. How can we help our child or the child in question improve their writing? A very, very, very quick and easy way of doing this, according to research, and it doesn't surprise me, is for them to keep a diary. Can you imagine that keeping a diary will help a child's creative writing? Well, it does, So it's the routine of writing and the routine of expressing oneself, and it really helps to develop and harness their creativity, their inherent creativity. We're all creative beings. We create things all the time, whether we're doing it intentionally or not, because of the way that, our psyche is made. We are creative. So it's always interesting to hear when parents say, oh, my child struggles to come up with ideas, or my child is not creative, at all, and so on. That really isn't the case. What it is that your child needs to work on and develop and practice spending time in a more formalized way in their writing, basically. So if they're not writing regularly, it will cause them to stumble. So keeping a diary is a proven technique to do this. Another thing to consider is to use writing prompts. So if you have a child who struggles to come up with ideas, give them something that will enable them to just get the ball rolling with their writing. So you'd want to give some writing prompts on topics that they're interested in, because then, if you're interested in something, you're more likely to have quite a lot to say about that topic, and so on. And it helps to build confidence. So if your child is interested in animals or a particular type of animal, they're interested in nature, a particular sport, and so on, you want to get writing prompts that will enable them to write in detail about that particular subject area to begin with, build their confidence, get their creative juices flowing, get them used to writing more, and then, start to progress to other forms of writing, ideally the diary. So that's another way of helping your child. Then, initially, especially for the younger students, it's not so much an exercise in checking their spelling, their grammar, and their punctuation. Although, yes, you need to give that feedback to your child so that those mistakes are managed. What you really want to do is try and reinforce and encourage their writing with positive feedback. So anything that your child has done really well on the paper, that's really what you want to focus on, and maybe the terminology, why don't you try this next time? And, what do you plan to try for your next type of story? That type of thing. So taking it step by step. For a child who finds it difficult to come up with creative writing, the last thing you really want to do is go in and complain about all the spelling from the first word all the way down to the last, because by the time you've moved through the writing, you've probably diminished their self-esteem already, or the fact that they've agreed to do the work, it would now leave an imprint in their mind that, okay, this is just going to be this is going to be awful again, or as they would say, oh, you'll think it's rubbish, or something like that. So it's about positive reinforcement, building their confidence and taking it from there. So I hope that's been helpful, and I'm not even plugging this, but you can see the books right behind me, right? So 2 writing prompts which I've produced myself. They're targeted at the 11 plus exam preparation, but they can help any child from year 4 all the way through to about year 7 really. And there are different writing prompts in both the books. So it's definitely worth considering something like that. On the Geek School website, so shop.geekschool.co.uk, you are going to see an even wider range of writing prompts that you can download immediately. And, you know, there are different writing prompts. I'm looking up because I've got them further up here and you can't see them, but sports writing prompts, animal writing prompts, gaming writing prompts, science fiction writing prompts, and even horror writing prompts for, you know, those children who like writing spooky stories, rather you than me. And then, you know, you can get a mix of writing prompts, the short story writing prompts. So really it's practice that is key. Practice is key. So I hope that's been useful. Oh, one more thing, of course, I have a number of creative writing courses as well. So if you head over to my other website, the11plusessay.co.uk, and you're going to see the link come up somewhere here, you will have access to a whole range of courses. There's the free creative writing course. There is also the creative writing crash course for students who don't have a lot of time between stage 1 and stage 2 of, you know, the grammar school tests, and, you know, they just need somebody to go through their writing and put them on the right path. And then we've got the weekly Write and Bloom course. This is my favorite of the courses, I have to say, because students get access to everything in the creative writing crash course, all the tutorials and so on, but then they also get a weekly live Zoom lesson, so we can share ideas, discuss any areas they found difficult and so on. I say we because guess who takes the course? Yours truly. At the moment I'm able to take the courses, which I'm very excited about. So if you have a child in year 5 or even year 6, you know, because the independent school exams are also around the corner and creative writing is a big part of that, and SATs actually. Creative writing is an area that tends to get left behind when SATs preparation's going on, but children are assessed for their writing in class. They may not do a creative writing test, but they are assessed, and it all, you know, it's all consolidated in their formal reports and so on. So head over to the 11plusessay.co.uk, find out a bit more about it. If you'd like to take a course with me, then it's the Write and Bloom course, and we will get to meet every single week. So that's it for now, guys. I will see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Do you need help with your writing? Don't forget to check out Geek School Tutoring's online writing courses at www.the11plusessay.co.uk. We have everything from creative writing courses to English comprehension courses and English grammar and punctuation courses, just to name a few. Remember to like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and to switch on your notifications so you know when our next video goes up. Bye. Bye.